Shepard's and KeyCite are tools that help you identify other cases and commentary that cite to your case and discuss the legal issues in that case. They are relatively cost-effective tools, ranging in price from $12 to $15 per citation. So while you shouldn't use them randomly, they are still one of the most effective and efficient tools available to a lawyer. Once you've identified your highly relevant case law, you should use these services to do three main things. First, you want to make sure that that case has not been overruled. Second, you're going to find additional cases on point that cite back to your case, hopefully in your jurisdiction. And third, find commentary that explains the cases and legal issues. These mean law review articles and treatises. The second and third points are most relevant at the beginning of your research when you're synthesizing the law. At the end of your project, you're using these tools to be sure nothing has occurred to change your analysis. First, we're going to consider the Westlaw service called KeyCite. To KeyCite your case, click on the KeyCite link at the top and enter the citation in the search box before hitting the Go button. KeyCite automatically defaults the view to see the full history of the case. To learn what the symbols mean in KeyCite, you can hover your mouse over the symbol for a quick explanation. In order to update the case law and see what other cases cited this one, Hamden v. Rumsfeld, you need to click on Citing References. KeyCite results include cases that cite your case, statutes that affect your case, practitioner materials, treatises, law reviews, and court documents like motions and briefs. The number of results is often overwhelming when checking on important cases. When you run a Shepard search on Lexis, court documents are not included, and it's one reason why you will often get a smaller result list on Shepard's. And we'll see soon how to eliminate these from your KeyCite results. The material on KeyCite will always lead off with cases that treated your case negatively before treating it positively. The negative cases are organized chronologically. The positive cases are listed according to star treatment and are not listed chronologically. These cases are ranked on a scale of 1 to 4 stars. 4 stars represents a significant review of your case, where 1 star is merely a string citation. If you want to find the cases that are from your jurisdiction, or if you have too many hits in your KeyCite results for it to be useful, use the KeyCite limit display. KeyCite requires you to take an extra step to discern those cases that represent mandatory authority for you to consider. Although it requires you to take that extra click, any choices in the limiting feature does not incur additional charges, so you can continue to refine your results without concern for costs. You can filter your results by document type, headnote, keywords, which is called locate here, jurisdiction, or depth of treatment, meaning the number of stars assigned to the case. As a default, all boxes are selected, so you will need to clear the boxes to make your own choices and control your results. For example, the results on KeyCite are often large because of those court documents. If you're uninterested in that aspect of research, a quick way to narrow the results on KeyCite is to clear those boxes. In this example, we'll review document types, headnotes, jurisdiction, and depth of treatment as ways to help you obtain the best results possible. You can see on this screen that the document type is limited to other cases and AOR annotations. You can also limit the results dealing with a particular legal issue within Hamden. For example, I only want to see the habeas cases dealing with constitutional and statutory provisions, so I check on that headnote. To remind yourself what legal issue the headnotes are discussing, you should scroll down the page to review them. Under jurisdiction, you can select other countries, if applicable, or jurisdictions that you must follow as a mandatory authority. In my example, I only want to see U.S. Supreme Court and Ninth Circuit cases. Also, notice that there are state cases included in the KeyCite results. Another tip to help refine your results to a manageable but relevant number of cases is to take advantage of the KeyCite star treatment. String citations provide little value for analysis and are not typically cited in cursory manners when being overruled. If you have a case that has a lot of analysis, eliminate both the single and double-starred cases before hitting the Apply button. In this particular selection, it yields just 2 hits. If you feel that your results are too limited, you can go back and edit your limits. You will not incur any additional charges. Let's compare Keycite to the Lexis service called Shepard's. Once you log on to Lexis, to Shepardize a case, you can enter a citation at the top of the page and then click off the labeled Shepardize feature to run your Shepard search. A nice feature of Shepard's is the summary report in gray that automatically precedes the direct history of the case. From the summary report, you get a clear picture of how important the case is based on its citation value, and you have a good sense of commentary concerning the legal issues in the case. And unlike Keycite, Shepard's does not clutter your results with lists of court documents. Following the summary, the decisions are then organized by jurisdiction, which makes it easy for you to identify mandatory authority and how the line of cases are treated in your jurisdiction. The order of jurisdictions is determined on hierarchy of courts, beginning with the U.S. Supreme Court. Right away, you can see from the summary and the total citation count that most of the citations are not to cases, but to commentary like law reviews or treatises. Unlike Keycite, there is no star treatment available. However, cases that have either a blue I or a blue A are generally string citations or citations found in the commentaries. There's not a way to exclude them for your results, the way you can filter Keycite results by depth of treatment. If you do not know what the blue A stands for or what any of the signals mean, click on the legend located in the summary of the results. To filter your results on Shepard's, you can use the focus feature at the top of your screen above the summary. Like Keycite, limiting your results is a free service that you can refine over and over again without regard to cost. From the focus screen, you can select certain types of treatment, add keywords to look for within your result, limit the display to those cases from certain jurisdictions. And, like Keycite, the default is set to include all types of materials. Use the clear form key to take control of your results and make them work for your situation. By scrolling down in the focus screen, you can also select certain headnotes to review. To help you remember the appropriate headnote number, you can click on the option to view the headnotes. This is only available for the LexisNexis headnotes. You might remember from the case law review that LexisNexis has multiple sets of headnotes in its display. In this example, you can see the headnotes that Lexis assigned to Hamden, and if you're really sharp, you will see how differently the editors at Lexis treated the legal issues in Hamden when compared to the editors at Westlaw. For example, none of the headnotes on Lexis are specifically titled habeas corpus. Instead, at least in this case, the Lexis headnotes are more nuanced. In review, to update your case law, you can use a few different tools. The most popular are Westlaw Keycite and Lexis Shepard services. Each service functions slightly differently, but the choices you make can radically alter the results that you get. To review your mandatory case law authority on Westlaw, you have to remember to limit your results. Conversely, on Lexis, you default to an organization by jurisdiction. Also, the headnotes are not only numbered differently, but may also be expressed differently by the lawyers who reviewed the cases. If you can, you should identify the service that best meets your own research style. Regardless of which service you use, you should consider using Keycite or Shepard's at the beginning and at the end of your research. At the beginning, you should treat these services as helpful discovery tools to learn more about the issues in your case, and at the end of your research, you are double-checking to make sure the law is still good and that something new has not come along to change your analysis since you began your research. You should complete this exercise now by answering the review questions.